Hey everyone, imagine trying to move like $1 billion in cryptocurrency.
Oh, wow.
Right. It's like mind-boggling. But what if you could do it without like breaking a sweat
Yeah.
or, worrying about the market suddenly like tanking in the middle of your transaction?
Right.
Well, that's the potential of this new stablecoin called RLUSD.
Okay.
It's pegged to the US dollar, and it's causing like a major buzz in the XRP world.
Interesting.
We're going to like dive into why RLUSD is such a game changer.
Okay.
Especially for, those big institutions that are looking to use XRP for these like massive transactions.
Yeah. I think what's really interesting about RLUSD is that it solves a huge problem
Okay.
for these like major players in finance. When institutions want to buy a ton of XRP,
hmm
they usually have to use like traditional currencies, right?
Like US dollars or...
Exactly. US dollars, euros, whatever.
Oh,
But the problem is that the price of XRP can change so much.
oh, right, during the transaction.
Exactly. Like imagine you're a bank
Yeah.
and you're trying to buy $1 billion worth of XRP.
But suddenly the price drops like 10% while you're in the middle of the buy.
Oof, that's gotta hurt.
It's a huge risk. That's where RLUSD comes in,
Okay.
because it's tied directly to the US dollar.
Yeah.
Its value stays pretty much the same.
It's like a safety net.
Exactly. It takes away that fear of sudden price swings.
That makes a lot of sense for these institutions.
Right. It gives them more confidence to buy XRP without worrying about losing a bunch of money.
Okay. So I get like the concept, but can you walk me through like a real world scenario?
Sure, absolutely. So let's say a bank wants to buy a ton of XRP using this RLUSD.
Okay.
They would go to a cryptocurrency exchange,
Okay.
which is basically like a marketplace where buyers and sellers place orders for XRP.
Okay.
And these orders are organized in this thing called an order book.
Order book.
Yeah, it's basically a list of how much XRP people are willing to buy or sell at different prices.
So kind of like a stock market, but for XRP.
Exactly. Now, when this bank comes in with all their RLUSD and they start buying XRP...
They start by buying up all the XRP that's being offered at the lowest prices.
Oh, okay.
So let's say the order book has 100,000 XRP available at 50 cents.
Okay.
Then maybe 50,000 XRP at $1 and so on.
Gotcha.
If this bank comes in with $1 billion worth of RLUSD,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to buy up all those cheaper XRP offers.
So those lower priced offers basically vanish.
They disappear,
Yeah.
which pushes the overall price of XRP upwards.
Oh, so anyone who's already holding XRP benefits from this.
Exactly. They see the value of their holdings go up.
Cool. So it's like this chain reaction.
Yeah, you could say that.
The price goes up, more people get interested in XRP.
And it creates this positive feedback loop
Gotcha.
where the rising price attracts even more institutions to XRP.
So they see it as like an efficient and cost-effective way to move money around the world.
Precisely, because with XRP, they can send large sums of money very quickly and with low fees.
So RLUSD kind of like stabilizes everything?
Yeah, it takes out a lot of the volatility.
Makes transactions smoother, and then the price of XRP goes up, and suddenly everyone wants in.
That's like a perfect storm.
Okay, this is pretty fascinating.
Yeah, and that's where the 3 key advantages of RLUSD really come into play.
Okay, lay it on me. What are they?
So first, we have faster transaction speeds.
Okay.
Since you're not dealing with the whole mess of traditional currency exchange,
Right.
things move a lot quicker.
It's like cutting out the middleman.
Exactly. You're skipping the line and getting things done in a snap.
I like it. So that's one. What's the second event?
The second one is improved market liquidity.
Okay.
So because RLUSD makes it so much easier to buy and sell large amounts of XRP,
Yeah.
it attracts more players to the market.
Both buyers and sellers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's more activity, more trading going on.
There's more opportunity.
Precisely.
Okay. And the third advantage.
This is the big one, especially for those cautious institutions.
Okay.
Reduced volatility.
Makes sense.
Because RLUSD is so stable,
Hmm.
it means institutions can buy XRP at a predictable price.
And that's what they want.
They don't want surprises. They want consistency.
Exactly.
And that's what RLUSD offers.
Interesting. So it's almost like RLUSD is taking some of the guesswork out of investing in XRP,
You could say that.
especially for these institutions.
Right. They're not as worried about the price suddenly crashing.
Right. It sounds like RLUSD could be like a real turning point for XRP.
I think it has the potential to be.
Yeah. By making it more accessible
Yeah,
to these major players.
absolutely. It's addressing those key hurdles we talked about.
So liquidity, volatility,
Exactly. All those things that have kind of held back XRP's adoption.
especially among those institutions that are looking for dependable ways
Right.
to move large sums of money around.
Exactly. And RLUSD could be the answer.
Okay, so This kind of brings up a bigger question for me.
Okay.
If stable coins like RLUSD become like the go-to method for these large crypto transactions,
Yeah.
what does that mean for the future of the whole cryptocurrency market?
Whoa. That's a big question.
Right, like is this a good thing or a bad thing or...
It's a question that a lot of people are thinking about. It's not a simple answer.
Yeah.
On the one hand, you could argue that this kind of stability and efficiency could bring in even more investors, especially those big institutional investors.
So that could be good for crypto in general.
Potentially, it could bring more legitimacy to the space.
Right.
And maybe even wider acceptance of cryptocurrencies.
Okay, I see that. But there must be another side to this.
Right, because some people are concerned about centralization.
Centralization.
Yeah, like what if a small number of stable coins,
Right.
maybe even those backed by like big corporations or governments, become the dominant players in the market?
Interesting.
Right? That could stifle innovation and concentrate power in the hands of just a few.
So it's like a trade-off.
It is, you know, between maintaining stability and allowing for the kind of innovation that makes crypto so exciting.
Right, because that's part of the appeal of crypto, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That decentralized spirit.
Decentralization, that's the word.
Exactly.
So it's a balancing act.
Okay, so it's not just about making things easier for these big institutions.
Yeah.
It's about like ensuring that the fundamental values of crypto are maintained.
Exactly, as it continues to evolve.
I see. So there's a lot more to consider here than just simplifying transactions.
It's a complex landscape
Okay.
with a lot of moving parts.
And then you have the whole regulatory landscape.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because as stablecoins become more popular, governments are going to want to take a closer look.
Oh, they already are.
Right. To see how they work and what kind of risks they might pose.
Exactly. They want to make sure everything's above board.
Okay. So this is a whole other can of worms.
It is.
Yeah.
A whole other layer of complexity.
So it seems like RLUSD's impact goes beyond just like boosting XRP's adoption.
Absolutely.
It's sparking a bigger conversation.
It is.
About the future of finance itself.
Yeah. It's like traditional finance and the crypto world are colliding.
Colliding.
And stablecoins are right there in the middle.
Right in the middle.
It's a really dynamic space.
Yeah.
Changing all the time.
Changing all the time. I like it.
It's fascinating to watch.
Okay. So as we kind of wrap things up,
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear your take on this.
Okay.
Do you think RLUSD could be the key to unlocking XRP's full potential?
You know, as a global payment solution, it's definitely possible.
Okay.
I mean, it addresses those key challenges we talked about, like speed, liquidity, volatility.
Right.
And by doing that, it could make XRP much more attractive to those big institutions.
The ones that are looking to move money across borders.
Exactly. And if that happens, it could have a ripple effect.
Ripple effect, I like it.
Throughout the entire crypto market.
Okay.
More institutions using XRP could make the whole crypto space more credible.
Right.
Which could attract even more investment and innovation.
So this is something worth keeping an eye on.
For sure.
Yeah. To see how RLUSD evolves.
And what kind of impact it has on XRP and, you know, the broader crypto world.
A whole landscape.
This is exciting.
It is.
All right. So for our listeners out there, here's something to think about.
Okay.
If stable coins like RLUSD become like the standard for these large-scale crypto transactions, what does that mean for decentralized finance?
Whoa.
Right.
That's a good question.
Does it strengthen the connection between traditional finance and the crypto world?
Yeah.
Or does it create like new challenges?
Interesting.
New things to consider?
Yeah. There's a lot to think about as this space keeps evolving.
Right. It's like a brave new world out there.
It is.
And RLUSD is just one part of it.
One piece of the puzzle.
Okay. Well, thanks for breaking all this down for us.
My pleasure.
It's been a really insightful conversation.
Yeah, it's always fun to talk about this stuff.
And to all our listeners out there, thanks for joining us on this exploration of RLUSD and its potential impact on XRP and beyond.
Absolutely.
We'll be back soon with another dive into the latest developments shaping the world of finance and technology.
Can't wait.
Until then, stay curious.
Stay curious.
It sounds like RLUSD could really be a turning point for XRP.
Yeah, I think so.
By making it more accessible to these major institutions.
Definitely. It's addressing some critical hurdles, you know, things that have held back wider adoption.
Especially among institutions looking for dependable and efficient ways to move large sums of money.
Exactly. Big players need that reliability.
Now, this brings up a bigger question for me.
Okay.
If stablecoins like RLUSD become like the go-to method for large-scale crypto transactions, what could that mean for the future of the entire cryptocurrency market?
That's a really crucial question.
Right.
And it's something that a lot of analysts are grappling with right now.
Yeah, I can see that there are so many potential implications.
Absolutely.
On the one hand,
yeah,
increased stability and efficiency could entice even more institutional investors to the crypto space.
That's certainly a possibility.
And that sounds like a positive development.
Potentially, yeah.
More institutional money flowing in could bring more legitimacy and wider acceptance for cryptocurrencies in general.
Right. It could make the whole space seem less like the Wild West.
Exactly.
Less risky.
Yeah. More mainstream.
But I imagine there are concerns, too.
Oh, absolutely.
What kind of downsides could there be?
Well, one of the biggest concerns is centralization.
Centralization, okay.
Yeah. Like, what happens if a small number of stablecoins, perhaps even those backed by large corporations or even governments, become the dominant players?
Interesting.
It could stifle innovation and concentrate power in the hands of just a few.
So it's kind of a double-edged sword.
It is. There's this tension between maintaining stability and fostering the kind of unfettered innovation that makes the crypto world so exciting.
Right. Because that's a huge part of what drew people to crypto in the first place.
Absolutely. That decentralized spirit. So we need to be careful.
Yeah. It's not just about making things easier.
It's about making sure that the core values of cryptocurrency are maintained.
As it evolves.
Right.
Exactly. We need to be mindful of the potential trade-offs.
So it's about more than just making things easier for these institutions.
Right. It's about the bigger picture, the long-term health of the crypto ecosystem.
And what about regulation?
Oh, yeah. That's another big piece of the puzzle.
As stablecoins gain traction, governments and regulatory bodies are going to want to take a closer look.
Oh, they already are.
Right.
It's inevitable.
At their operations and potential systemic risks.
Exactly. They want to understand how these stablecoins fit into the existing financial system.
And make sure they're not creating any new problems.
Exactly. It's a whole new set of challenges for policymakers.
So RLUSD's impact goes far beyond just boosting XRP's adoption.
I think so. It's prompting a wider conversation about the future of finance itself.
It's like a collision.
It is.
Between traditional finance and the crypto world.
And stablecoins are at the center of it all.
It's a dynamic and rapidly evolving space.
Definitely hard to predict what will happen next.
It'll be fascinating to see how it all unfolds.
For sure.
So as we wrap up here, I'm really curious to get your final thoughts.
Okay.
Could RLUSD be like the key
to unlocking XRP's full potential?
Yeah, like as a global payment solution.
It's definitely a strong possibility.
Okay.
You know, it really seems to be addressing those key challenges.
The ones we've been talking about.
Exactly. Speed, liquidity, volatility.
Yeah.
By tackling those issues, it could pave the way for much broader adoption, especially among institutions.
The ones that need reliable ways to move money across borders.
Exactly. They need something they can count on.
It sounds like RLUSD might be providing that missing piece of the puzzle.
It could be. It's making XRP a much more attractive option.
Especially for those major players in the financial world.
Right, because they're looking for stability and efficiency.
This feels like a development we should definitely keep an eye on.
Oh, for sure.
It'll be fascinating to see how RLUSD evolves.
Yeah.
And what kind of impact it has, not just on XRP, but on the whole crypto landscape.
The whole space is changing so rapidly.
And for our listeners out there, here's something I think is worth pondering.
Okay.
If stablecoins like RLUSD become the standard
for these large-scale transactions,
what does that mean for the future of decentralized finance?
That's a great question.
Does it bring traditional finance and the crypto world closer together? Or does it lead to new challenges?
Yeah, what are the trade-offs?
Food for thought as this space keeps evolving.
Definitely. A lot to consider.
Well, this has been a really insightful conversation.
I agree.
Thanks for helping us break down this whole RLUSD thing.
My pleasure. Always happy to chat about this stuff.
And to our listeners, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into RLUSD and XRP.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
We'll be back soon with another look at the latest trends in finance and technology.
See you next time.
Until then, stay curious.